Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share something very personal and very cultural with you. As a Nigerian woman who has been eating a carnivore diet for almost 2 years now, I have discovered something surprisingly different between the Nigerian way of eating meat and the Western way of eating meat. Trust me, this matters more than you think, especially when you're on the carnivore diet, or that's your lifestyle, or you're going on the carnivore diet. So let me talk about Nigerian meat culture and how it compares to the Western approach, what I have learned along the way, and how it can impact your goals on carnivore diets. In Nigeria, meat is not just food, it's culture, it's family, it's tradition. We eat literally every part of the cow, from the thighs to the shin to the shank to the even pomo, which is the cow skin. Our preparation method almost always starts with boiling the meat first. This is to soften it and to draw flavor, and often to prepare it for the next step. After boiling, we may either fry or grill, or add it into soup or stew. Think egusi soup, ogbono soup, white soup, pepper soup. There's almost always meat shimmering in the rich spices. The focus in Nigerian cooking is not really which cut of beef you're eating. It's about the spices, the method of cooking, and the soup you pair it with. Growing up, I honestly didn't know the difference between a ribeye, a sirloin. We just bought beef from the butchers. The only category we knew were assorted meats, the shaki, the pomo, the goat meat, the chicken, or the fish. That's all I knew. Now, let's contrast this with the Western way of eating meat, which I discovered when I transitioned into carnivore. In the West, meat culture is all about the cuts of steak, the ribeye, the sirloin, the T-bone, the short ribs. Each cut has its own reputation for tenderness, fat content, and flavor. Another difference is doneness. Nigerians love meat well done. The longer it cooks, the better. Rare and medium rare steak, forget it. Most Nigerians will be horrified. But when I tried steak the Western way and just cooked it in the air fryer with salt and a bit of pepper and cooked it to medium rare, I was shocked as to how delicious it was. Juicy, tender, nothing like the chewy overcooked beef I was used to. And this was eye-opening because on carnivore, you don't have the spices, the soup, or the palm oil to cover up the meat. The meat has to stand out on its own. And suddenly I realized not all beef is created equal. Now, let me share some of the challenges I faced making this transition. Number one is taste fatigue. Nigerians' cooking relies on varieties, different soups, spices, combination. But if you're on a carnivore, all you have to rely on is salt and the beef in itself. You have nothing much more to add to it. The next one is texture preference. Growing up, we loved chewy pomo, the shaki, and well-done cooked meats. Switching to tender, medium rare steak felt strange at first. Now we have cost factor. In Nigeria, meat are sold cheaply because no one is saying this is ribeye or this is short ribs. In the West, once you learn about steaks, you realize the tasty cuts like the ribeyes, and they're pretty expensive. And we have cultural habits. In Nigeria, for this community, meat is shared in a big pot of stew. On carnivore, it feels almost individual. Your steak, your portion. That's a big mindset shift. So what have I learned after 2 years? Quality matters. Not all beef is equal. Ribeye has become my favorite because of the balance of the fat and flavor. But I still enjoy the shaki, the shank, when I want something more traditional. Medium rare changed the game. I had to retrain my palate. But now I love medium rare. It's not just tastier, it also holds on to more nutrients. Overcooking meat apparently can reduce some micronutrients like B vitamins. Blending culture works. Sometimes I still boil and fry my meats, the Nigerian style. Other days I just salt a steak and add it in the air fryer. I have learned to honor both the cultures and make Carnivore sustainable for myself. It's about adaptation. Carnivore doesn't have to erase culture. It's about finding what works, whether that's enjoying the momo once in a while or just eating your ribeye. So here's my big takeaway. Carnivore is not one size fits all. Where you come from, how you grew up eating meat, and your cultural preference will shape your journey. Nigerians may find carnivore harder at first because we are used to bold flavors and well-done meats. But with a little adaptation, trying new cuts, experimenting with doneness, and blending the old with the new, you may do quite well on the carnivore diet. And for my lovely women, especially those over 40, it's not just about eating meat, it's about enjoying it in a way that helps you stay consistent, because consistency is what brings results, better health, more energy, and yes, maybe weight loss for you. So whatever you're eating, the pomo, the ribeye, the key is to make it work for you. If this video has helped you or resonates with you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with someone who loves meat as much as we do. And let me know in the comments, how do you like your meat, Nigerian style or the Western style? Or a mix of both? Thank you for watching, have a lovely day, and God bless you. And here's the next video on the left or on the right, which is quite similar to this, but will give you more insight. Bye-bye.